My name is Rimpal Bajwa, and I'm originally from Seattle, Washington, and I'm currently a rising junior at the School of Foreign Service at Georgetown University. And this summer, I interned at the Washington field office for the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. My EEOC internship, I had a couple of highlights. I got to work on this really cool claimant settlement project about in charge of discrimination involving equal pay. And so I got to research the claimants who were mentioned in the case, and I was able to reach out to them and help settle that case and wrap up that project. And then I also got to sit in on investigative meetings about harassment in the workplace, and that itself allowed me to get a greater understanding of the EEOC process and how settlements are reached. And then for this SikhLEAD internship itself, a couple of the highlights were actually SikhLEAD cohort discussions that we had. So we had two discussions, and one was about social justice and the Sikh identity, and the other one was about the invisible Sikh identity in the United States. And they were both such meaningful discussions because I've never been in such a space before where I can talk about my experiences as a Sikh American, because just in the past, I've been in predominantly white spaces. And so it was really nice to be able to share those experiences with other interns who had the same experiences as me, and be able to talk through how they navigated their journey and how they overcame the same obstacles that I faced in my own experiences as a Sikh American. So I worked on the Sikh Vote project, and for our project, we actually wanted to focus more about on data analysis of Sikh voters, which is something that I think the initiative has never done before. And it was definitely a process working on this project, because I've never done data analytics before in my life. But we had amazing mentors who guided us throughout the entire journey of trying to conduct this data analysis. And I definitely walked away with more technical skills that I think that I ever would have gained in this process. So it was a really meaningful project, and it was really rewarding in the sense that I learned a lot about how to conduct data analysis, but I also learned a lot about Sikh voters and the political power that the Sikh community holds in certain states. I actually took away two main takeaways from this internship. First off, I think that one of the things that I took away was that there is this huge network of Sikh Americans who are rooting for us to succeed and that are willing to help us along the way. And I know that personally that I have struggled in finding that, because I've grown up in predominantly white spaces, and I've attended a predominantly white institution. So that's something that has always been missing in my life. I've always felt very alone and discouraged. And to just know that, these Sikh Americans are willing to help me right now and in the future is very uplifting. And it's also it just makes me want to work even that much harder to succeed as a Sikh American in whatever career path I choose. And my second takeaway is that we can do much more as Sikh Americans in this country. I think that we tend to steer away from certain topics and to maintain our notion of respectability politics. But when I think about what Sikhi informs me to do, it's quite the opposite. Throughout the SikhLEAD internship, we had the opportunity to learn, to hear from, different Sikh Americans who have been doing civil rights work, and who have been fighting and organizing, and they're fighting for the same values that our gurus fought for in the past. And it's really inspirational to hear about how they've been working for not only Sikh American rights, but for other communities and issues that may not necessarily impact us. And that's something that I want to continue to build upon in the future. I just want to thank SikhLEAD and the entire SikhLEAD team for making this internship possible. I said this many times before, but it was such a rewarding process, and it was such a nice opportunity to meet so many different people. And I loved the group that I worked with, and I loved getting to know them and getting close to them. So just thank you so much for making this possible, and thank you for going out of your way to make this such a rewarding experience for all of us.